All right, folks, we're back on a slow Tuesday, but we're getting there. Hopefully, we see a little excitement after noon session going. Yeah, Nasdaq's down 60, was down 150. S&P off about 18, and I don't think this market's anything to worry about until we get to the big test, the big 886. So let's talk about that today. Let's talk a little summer strategy. Let's ID some real runner stocks and let the rest of the afternoon scragglers come on in. Get your Harmonic pattern collection software, the greatest software, period. That's why we charge $10,000 a license for it, and it's worth every penny. No, we don't charge 10,000, but we should charge 10,000. It doesn't matter. You guys can get it for free 2 weeks, and next person that types HPC 30, hopefully you did not win before, we'll give you 30 days. 30 days to experience what we do. Although we're not doing much today, guys. I had a 406 entry looking for 59, scratched out. We just hit 59. It's just not much of a day today, but we'll get it. Come on in, people. Settle in. 886 Harmonic Patterns. That's what we're talking about today. Why? Because we're almost there. Splus. What's up, Splus? SPLUS. You are the winner. You have to connect with me on the Discord. I mean, all of you should be at least with the software and should at least come into our basic chat. So hook up there and I will give you guys that link. But listen, all starts there. All starts at harmonictrader.com. As a basic member, all of that will get you what you need for free to get started. Yes, Cactus, it is an inside day. It's more than an inside day. It's probably a chill inside day, meaning we just kind of stay inside and chill out. But get there. Okay, this is what we do. We're the harmonic people, harmonic pattern people. And it all starts there for free. So I make it easy. Hit the Discord, guys. And then let's get a screen. Nasdaq right now 471. We can come back, close the gap here. Okay, we're at 525. Just to show you the 55 target, the low was 54.50. That was target 2 off of yesterday's crab. So come on back, fill the gap. We're almost there. 87. What was the, bear with me. The target at 5 was 509. No, sorry, 59. Come on, brain. The 59 target was this. Just to show you guys. I mean, even in today's action, as slow as it was, you know, not a great. It's not a great day. It's kind of a day where you just maybe check out and let it happen, let it go. Take a day off. I think that's my plan here. But I'm still lining up big stocks like Tesla. Now 351. Where are we going on Tesla? Got to think we make the full run 440, guys. And today's a really key day because we have paused at the 348 target. Now we're going to come back and go higher. On the weekly, it's a full return move, 444.81. That's the objective on the weekly. And then the daily is really interesting here. I'm watching this because you paused for 3 or 4 days. You're trying to make a new push on the daily where there's not a lot going on yet. You have an HSI arrow, no dot, and this easily can push higher up into this 401 area. Type 1 did hit target 1, so mission accomplished there, but I'm still playing this as a longer term deal. Markets, I'm super constructive on the markets. Let's dial back for a second. Okay, look at Nasdaq, QQQ, these are still poised to push higher in these zones, which all are 886 retracements. I mean, just book it. You go from here, all-time high, 530, 22.6. I'm thinking the Qs. And we actually can even draw a bat formation. X, A, B. B's at almost perfect 50. C's at a 57. Call it a 618. And 886 is 21.9. We're trading 21.460. So still a ways to go. Yes, we have a dot today, possibly, but that's only if that goes bearish candle. If that ends up going bullish, where we close above 513 by 4 o'clock, that's going to be strong for the rest of the week. And then we make the run to 21.9. Great to see everybody today. What's up, David, Greg, Risen, Thomas, Tomas, Prez, Hugo, Victoria, Nick, Pure Panorama, Alec. What's going on, Mitt? What's up in San Diego? I heard the Gaslight District's having problems. Is that true? It's kind of like some places shutting down. That was a sweet spot, always. Gaslamp District in San Diego. Don't know. Anyway, here we are. Let's book the 886. We're so close that I don't think you should be playing for anything less than that. And it's a full type 2 return here. Butterfly. 21,631 is the hop. Again, slightly higher levels. Like a magnet, I'd be looking for that. We're not stopping here. It ain't over. Nope, not yet. In fact, I mean, this crazy V-shaped recovery, nobody's talking summer rally. What would a summer rally look like? Well, let's go to the 886 first, but I'm willing to speculate. You know, summer rally to a 1618 or a rally by the end of the year. No one is talking about that. Okay. At least we have something to gauge beyond this 886. I want to get in front of this. I want to make you guys aware of the fact that what you have is a bat. And the 886 is going to get tagged this week. Certainly, I think by the end of the month. You know, what's today? Today's the 20th. 10 days away. How many more sessions we got out of that? Oh yeah, we have off on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we'll have shows Tuesday, Thursday. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday, 12:30, unless I have a glitch. Look, I'm having a glitch right now. Anyway, we got 7-8 more sessions to tag that. Maybe run, like, I would say 500 more points on the Nasdaq. That would be pretty juicy. And then we'll see what goes on at that 886. Much like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at the 886, probably actually leading all markets higher. The B point for the deep crab, it's a great question. It wouldn't be a deep crab. The question is, if that turns into a 1618 advance, and I just kind of want to outline possibilities because we've talked about why we need to tag the 886. It's just such a great reset, final retest number, maximum overload of, you know, an overspill move above this pattern hop level. I mean, 631, I'd be, and I am strategizing for that to get tagged today, tomorrow, by Thursday. That's about 170 higher from current levels. And weekly is as strong as it gets. I don't know. People are looking for a bear market that's just not happening. People calling for a recession, not happening. And if anything, you got money flooding this market. So 886 for the Nasdaq, again, tag it 2-3% higher. That could happen in 2 days, pretty easily, 3 days. But I'll stretch it out till next Thursday. Sure. Nice. Selling may go away. Not yet. Maybe more like don't buy in July and remember September. I don't know, I'm just kind of making that up, but it seems like we want to do this summer bump already. And we're going to really be able to tell what happens here at the 886. That's the whole gist of what I want to get across today. Look for these 886s, and then what happens up here is going to tell us a whole bunch of what is possible going forward. Take a look at, okay, weekly level of HSI on the Nasdaq. We're still overbought. That's expanding. So a strong week. We'll know by Thursday. Okay, but we get a fat bullish candle by Friday. What that will do is open up space where the expansion will continue for at least 2 or 3 more weeks before it could even possibly mathematically come out of the zone. And doing that, there's only one other place to look. So again, 21.9, and then we'll target, what's the 22,675? But 21.9, and then we'll look at the run for all-time new highs. You guys know how I've been on all this. We got the type 1. It was perfect. We were looking for the retracement. We got the retrenchment. And that was the type 1, and that's it. And now we're going to see, is this ever coming back? Was this a COVID 2020 type shakeout? It almost was there on the VIX, and we're back here challenging the prior high. I would expect a pause once we get up here, tap here, 150 to 400 higher, 300 higher. Really not a crazy anticipation of that. Maybe it could even be something like right here generally was an 886 last February. So, it just, we keep on moving. Market's starting to spread out into other really nice instruments. Some things are looking poised to make a run. And other things just continue to trend to new highs. That's right, Crypto Hammer. Don't buy in July. It's not selling May and go away. You can look at a lot of history for the major markets that if you sold in May and you went away, unless you've got a really nice house, it probably pays to stick around till the end of June. And then take that summer off. Like last summer was the perfect thing. Last summer was this. And we were absolutely in front of it. Here's May. And then we spent about 4-6 weeks making a run to the June top. And then do your July-August dump. That's probably what's going on here. So not yet. We know we have the type 2. A lot of things going on here. But you need confirmation. And if this is going to expand, like I said, we'll know by Friday. It will mimic what happened back here, back in late December of 23, where you keep trending, and then you finally come out about 6 weeks later, but you still needed a dot and higher prices to resolve it. So I like what's going on, including, this is another important condition, that 50 level on amplified is super strong. Again, you can go back and say, just look at the state of the market. Where was the last time we came from oversold and then made it above the 50 and continued At least it's been a while since we actually got that oversold. That's the last time we were oversold. We poked the 50, but that's the real breakout move. And look, that was what, 23 early. And you stay above the 50. That would be the other thing to look for. I think I mentioned that last time. As long as we stay above the 50 level on amplified RSI, we're going to go higher. Just continue this. All good. Yes, we can. We can look at Rocket Lab. What's up, TRD? And it looks like this. The big ones. A couple of things that are at 886 retracements that look super strong. Robinhood, guys. Okay, I'm long it. Been long it. Added more in the last week or so. It's a nice size. And what I'm looking for is this thing to bust its 886. We are up here right now hitting it. And that's one. And then bang, 886 was right. What is that number? 63. So let's see what happens here. There she is. Because I'm thinking pause. Or even just take a short breather. But then once we get this breakout move, something like Robinhood, and there are a lot of Robinhoods out there where we go 1618 on that. That's like 90, 88-ish. Yeah, something like that. 89. It reminds me a lot of Palantir. Like this. Palantir at the 113 beyond the 886. Are we going to get the shark to roll over? At least that's on the weekly. Maybe. For now, there's the shark. Beautiful pattern for Palantir. And let me remove all of that. Okay, kind of delayed confirmation. Maybe we go at like 133-ish. What I want to do is just show, in terms of really like what Robinhood's doing, and to take precedent, it's a lot like this. You know, Palantir went from, what was that, like 80-ish, 85 down to 65, and then there was the 886, and it busted through. I think longer term, Palantir is a monster that you cannot dismiss this magnificent trend. And there's others. There's plenty others. I'm got my attention on, but super strong. Someone wants to look at Rocket Lab. We talked about this. This is another one. Now 26. We were looking at this shark on Rocket Lab on the daily down here. Now we're target 2. We're target 1 off of this kind of extended type 1. Is there one green bar? Again, some of the things we'll talk about in the June 20 webinar of we're at a level, what do we need to see? There, T1 dollar sign went on. We've been talking about Rocket Lab since probably like 18 or 19 and went to target, but green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar. There's not one single red bar. You're still in this. HSI has not triggered yet. You stay with it. Oh, a lot of these. Lots and lots of these. I think Rocket Lab is one of these where target 2 up at the 886 here, 31.37 is likely. I like this Rocket Lab because, look, you had the big surge off of the base. All right, forget about all of these numbers. Forget that it was $5. You're more focused on 15 as a critical inflection low. And for this, and a lot of these, your best opportunities after the March retracement should finish that correction and then go run and do a 1618. That's like $43, $42. And there's a list. Hood, Rocket Lab. Here you go. I am personally long this one. Intuitive Machines. Weekly doesn't look like much. When we bring the daily into the mix, okay, you got some really interesting dynamics. This butterfly, yeah, it's pretty ugly, but just getting stretched out. And what I think is now ready for a full type 2 return. Your 1190, I'm looking for 1950 as high as 2386. Do the full return move and then go. So these have been really sweet. There's I've mentioned a few of these. This Qubits, look at that. How many? Guys, we've been talking about that since the beginning of the month, and now 17. I didn't know it was up $4 today. Yeah, we want stuff trending. A match 886. We can look at that and check it out. Been waiting for a year. The question is, what about match? That was a former big high flyer 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Lots of patterns on the daily, sure, but what's the trend? And we talked about why the trend is important. Can we draw an arrow that looks like that over the course of 30 weeks or 30 months? Or is it more like this? I think this one's more like that. And so anything down here, just know it's going to take time. It's going to eat up your patience and your capital. Maybe that's a massive retracement play because it was 170. It's now 30. But I would favor Robinhood, Qubits, Intuitive Machines. There's a few of these. Oh, check out this one. Shout out to my buddy Jonas, who is long this Dutch Brothers. Okay, this amazing. This thing's been amazing. What was that? A year ago we were 28. Now we're 68. Notice how this thing did another IPO. The IPO comes out. Big 886 reset like that. Kind of resolve the hype. Come back down. Find your support. Okay, then go. I'm telling you, this thing above 86, 88 is going to do big things once you crack it. I'd keep an eye on that. That looks really good. Yeah, we'll get to some crypto in a minute. Yeah, the Qubits is gone. I mean, that's amazing. We want to isolate those opportunities, though. A lot of them. There's a lot of these that are really starting to run. What was the? Was it CEP? Yeah, I don't know. Cantor Equity Partners. These guys, I guess, is this a Bitcoin play? I think that's what it is. It's a Bitcoin play. But that wasn't it. Oh, that other, the MTLP. So these Bitcoin treasury plays. LP. Metaplanet, right? Come on. Let me see here. Metaplanet. Oh, come on. Where is it? ML? I had it on here. There it is. MTPL. Another Bitcoin. I mean, I don't like to screw around with these unless market is really moving. And the market's starting to move. So I don't have anything on that other than the observation that, hey, there are things happening in these type of stocks. So I think, put that on the list as well. But there's a lot of interesting plays where you're getting stocks to run, and hey, it's the summer coming up. Let's have some fun with these. I like that. Yeah, XXI. What's up, Greg? What's XXI? I don't know that one. Well, what about SoFi? Finally getting a bid. That's kind of like that HIMS. SoFi is like this. Pretty nice shark pattern, but there's bigger development on that. I mean, this is one where you say, okay, last 30 days or weeks. I'd go weeks. 30 weeks, like 6 months. Where were you? What's the direction? Is it like that? Can we draw it like that, even though we're not too far from where we were or the last year? I mean, generally, that's the path you're on. Speculative plays. I like them. I like them. Oh, you know that Archer Aviation too. That pop that came back. Okay, we've talked about this. It's another one. Like I would wait for this to come back in. I mean, not chasing it at 11 or anything, but I like the fact that we're trending, trending, trending. And that's, there you go, 886, come back. Archer has always been a $16 target. Let's go. Oh, XXI is CEP. Okay. Thank you. What's up, Nick? Rivian is gone? Are you kidding me? Well, look at that. All right, perfect one. And thanks, Nick, for bringing this up. Here you go. What's the last 30 weeks on this, or even 30 months? That's down. But a couple of patterns, took a long time. Now maybe you get a breakout. Now maybe get that on the radar. Did this one ever go out of business? Lucid. No, still in business. And you know what? I'm seeing a lot of these cars on the road. I don't know. It's I think 2 years ago I tried to take a big whack at that at like 5. Didn't really work out after this long extended whatever. But this is a long-term downtrend, yes, but we've broken out of that downtrend. We're stabilizing a little bit better than other plays. I'm still thinking that these long-term, look, these Mag 7 are the best way to go. And here's this is a new idea for folks. Really like what's going on T-Mobile. Down $4 today, and this is an opportunity. One moment. Okay. T-Mobile at a daily HSI right now, and that's basically like 235. 4-hour patterns. Big Gartley. This is, I like this. Look. What's the direction? Clearly, T-Mobile has been trending for months and years like that. But here's where we buy it on a retracement. I think it's, anywhere generally between 240 and 228. I like what's going on there. And this is a perfect trend continuation situation. Lots of individual ideas today, guys, but I like it. One or two more. I brought these up in the last 2 weeks or so. This is another one. SoundHound AI. We've done our first breakout move. Here you go. Come back down. We're 1005. Do the type 1 to 966. and then we'll set that off nominal retest of the shark, and I'm looking for 16, 17 bucks. Sure. Looking good, looking good. Let's keep it moving. Clean spark in the crypto space. Yep. 972. Can we get back for the type 2 at 788? This is another one. It's not trending in the right location, but boy, it's got a lot of stuff looking left. I mean, you're stuck in this downtrend. You really need to clear out that downtrend line. It is a type 1, and then back for the 2, and then go. And we have another little pattern that came together here. So can we get to like 778? One more. And then we run. And we could break out finally. That needs work though. That's probably weeks and weeks away. But I think it's something to look at. You know, we tried that. I tried that. What was that? I tried that back here and scratched it at 11 and change. And that was a good move. Just didn't do anything. That's a big part of what we do with harmonic patterns, to detect which ones are ready and which ones need more time. That's why you get the software. Oh, that's a good one. United Healthcare got its clock cleaned. Kind of like it. You know, a whole insurance thing. 321 right now. I'm you know, I think you can give that time. I think the uptrend's been busted a little bit. What do you guys think? I think this channel going back 11 years has now been busted. And this was a long for us like a year ago. Right there, 431, and it went all the way up, hit targets, and then rolled over. Down here, I'll tell you what's going on. We're deeply oversold. Amplified there. It needs to turn around. I think you can give that time. More, just there's probably better plays. I'd look at it. It's not a bad idea, but I hope to God they revolutionize this. Nice. Yeah, if you were gonna just trade it, you could trade that pop. Here's Toast for Prez. What's up, Prez? Another nice one that fits in with today's conversation about we're at an 886. What the hell do you do? How do you read it? How do we know this 886 is not going to reject us? Because it's right there. On the weekly, like 42, currently 44. Well, there's no confirmation. Not yet. Still up there. And daily should be a shark. Back to back here. Nice bat pattern 29, but it should be a shark right there. Around 44. Kind of a pause. Couple of days. That reminds me of what Bitcoin is currently doing. Bitcoin looks like this, guys. It's just an 886 pause, if you will, on a major retest of what we've been looking for. We were looking for 96, 97. Above 97 was kind of like day one for possibilities. And above 105, I got to agree that, you know, now we're getting into some interesting, very interesting territory where, hold on, what are we going to do from there? Something like that? We theorized, speculated, kind of, we're looking at this 886 test. It's like 106, 105.5, 106. That's your key number. I'm not really too jazzed just yet. I'm not looking for any rejection. We're certainly up at a type 2 here. It's really about the weekly or monthly finish. Weeklies like this. And remember, when we're looking at any level, a target, an entry level itself of a pattern zone or some kind of confirmation, you have to have an individual one bar that agrees. Call that like an agreement bar, where the individual price action at the level matches what the pattern or the metric says. This is a bearish 886. Well, it's not really bearish until you can produce one red candle. This can keep going. We're only Tuesday here. Got to take it to Sunday. And all-time high, again, up above 108.5, 109. But you're close. I mean, listen, this is a function of time and space, where you're looking for, in terms of time. Well, let's just close the week for starters. I'm not worried about chasing it. I'm not worried about missing out if I don't have enough of it or what have you. But the real action happens after this week and above 106. Okay, we could almost say we are in acceleration mode on the weekly, but this has to go up. This is why we do HSI. HSI has been a real breakthrough for me, guys. It is kind of my tinkering of the relative strength formula with some harmonic integers in it. That's all I'll tell you. Works incredibly well. Incredibly well. Down here was 76, and we were looking for that to turn, and it was ideal. And the same way here, we're at an all-time major 886. What's going to happen? Can we break out? Can that continue to expand? We had a similar setup back in November, December, where we hit all of our targets. 102.5 was the big target. We went as high as 108 change. But then HSI could not push higher. This is going to be a 3 to 5 week, 3 to 5 bar consideration. Like here, you go back, we are overbought officially. Actually, we're overbought. We clipped it, I would say there. That was early November, but did not roll out of the zone until 4 or 5 weeks later. So similar thing could be happening here. It's just, what are you going to do? You really, if you're going to be strong, you're going to make that push now and take the summer. Where can you go are we going to go gangbusters? Like, is this thing ever going to really go crazy like they're talking about? Probably. But it always takes time. I don't care how many people, how much money, how many billions Michael Saylor's buying. This is a well-established market with both buyers and sellers where people are motivated to take profits. That it's not going to be a straight-up entity. But the levels are clear. And we're at a big one. Oh, look. Here you go. MicroStrategy acquired 7,390 Bitcoin for $765 million. They're paying like what, 90,000, 95,000? Amazing. It really is amazing. I mean, honestly, in the back of my mind, this is all a self-fulfilling prophecy with Bitcoin. People are hyping their bags, okay, and calling for 1 million Bitcoin. That's great, but something could come along. I just don't know. And I own it. But something that doesn't produce anything to me is just always been questionable. It is still speculative. I mean, in terms of the payments and what they're processing and actually doing, They have not made the progress they said they would by this time. Yet it's a beautiful uptrend. It continues. I'm not going to fight it. I'll study the 886 when we get there. The 886 should be a lot like what we saw back in August. Okay, you're there. XA. Remember this? We were like A, B, C, and D. It was really a Gartley that failed, but even the 886 should be like that, guys. Go back to the August to October time frame. There you go. It should pierce it, which is, I think, is this week. And then if we're really strong, okay, we should have a big bullish engulfing right on through. Maybe that's next week. And I wouldn't be surprised. Look. Hold on. Go here. We hit the 886. That's where we are currently. If we're going to do something larger, maybe pause and then go like, I don't know, 3 to 5, and then try to make the move. Which the only thing above that would be a 1618, like 127, 130. That would be something, right? We know the monthly top side kind of excessive zone, the overspill zone. This has been our primary measurement for Bitcoin for almost 2 years now. Amazing. That we would do a 1618, 1025 there, and then with a little 1902 overspill. Come on. It's like that. It's like 115, 116. That's the range. That's the zone. And above 115 is where things get crazy. 125, 130, probably that could happen pretty quickly. This is a beautiful channel, beautiful uptrend, and keep riding it. I think it's, there you go, it's like this. And remember, 76K was just a low channel uptrend test. Top end of that channel there, 115-ish. I think that's a good number. But it really isn't until after this week and even this month. Take it for like another 10 days. And then we'll see. I know it's flirting up there. It's 106. We could even push, go above 108, 109. What's the all-time high here on Bitstamp feed is 109.356. Yeah, we could kind of flash up there. It's certainly since the 76, big 76 test. Now you're, really sore for not catching at 76, but that's super ideal. And look at the way this thing's acting off of that pattern. Absolutely amazing harmonics. Bearish pattern, type 1, retracement to 76.7, 76.5. The crab pattern was 76.6. And depending on your feed, I would treat that as a 2. It really is a 1 and a 2. Some of the bigger feeds have it. Where you're above type 2, which was 96.843. And the only thing you can ride on or have to wait on is, okay, where's the next HSI? Because that's clearly been busted out. So Bitcoin, you're fine. You have higher targets. You're just going to have to, enjoy your summer as this thing climbs. I'm going to look for at least 3 knocks on the door, as they say. Knock 3 times. Works in technical analysis. And I consider this pretty much like a secondary knock on the daily time frame. First time on the weekly. So we might be up here for a while and then come off and go up again. Not by much, but 100K is now clear massive psychological support. Yeah, I'll circle back on some of those stocks in a second. Yeah, we can look at MicroStrategy. Someone's asking about the stellar lumens, and you compare that chart with Bitcoin, and you're like, why am I just don't just like if I'm gonna do the crypto thing, why not just like YOLO all Bitcoin? I will say this though, I someone reached out to me recently and they were hacked on Coinbase, and it was a bad story. And I just gonna take a second to tell everybody if anyone calls you, texts you, emails you with some kind of fraud warning or some kind of link saying they're from Coinbase or they're from your crypto brokerage, do not open it. Do not click the link. Do not call the number. I actually know too many people that have lost collectively hundreds of thousands of dollars by getting scammed, they get phished, they get into their somehow get into the account and they can drain it in a second. I don't know how that happens. And even Coinbase had that big hack a week or so ago. And I have moved most of my money off of Coinbase. I got some of it, but after it happened to me, I didn't lose money, but I was locked out for like 10 days. And I had a sizable amount on Coinbase that I would never keep that kind of money there again. I am spread out across several different crypto brokerages for a reason, and if I get on a good run, I will I will peel off big chunks and put it in my bank account, put it in my traditional bank. Please take that to heart, especially all you people that are doing crypto trading on your phone. It's a real problem. It's one of the things that I think is hurting and holding crypto back from really being what it could be. And for anybody that's staking and two-level security, all of that, boy, I've heard it every which way. Just keep an eye on it. Stellar lumens, guys, yawn. I mean, we're 28 and change. I really like the fact that we have violated this downtrend, and maybe this is the first push, come back, retest, but where's the logical confirmation? Come back to here, like 25, back in the zone, maybe 26.7. Yes, I'm still long. It's been really boring testing my patience, but I've said this before. If we were not in the crypto cycle, meaning playing out the post-halving, amazing, that was over a year ago, looking for the final push, I probably wouldn't sit in this. But I was buying it down in here off the 2 at the dot, a little more down here, 23, 25, 28, and we're right back to 28. We got to get that moving. The other one that's just kind of sleeping on me is Cardano. Still long a lot of that. And Cardano's about this. Check out the 4-hour pattern, okay? The daily did the 1-2. And I would be looking for 4-hour levels like this. 71.84 is target 1. I snapped up a little bit more. Okay, will I take it add even more? Maybe. We got to get out of this downtrend retracement that started way back here, I don't know, 10 days ago. Looked like that thing was primed, ready to go. And I added at a higher level that was probably not prudent, but it's building a position that I started back in the 60s. And I'm still looking for 95 cents. Hop levels 92.3. I think we'll get there. It just is the inconsistent nature of crypto unfolding. Hey, what's up, Hoogie Whammer? He's saying that, yeah, they had that, Coinbase had that data breach, and where people contact you to pretending to be Coinbase support, and they only to scam you. And that's on Coinbase too. Their shitty customer service is for all the fees. The fees, my goodness, thousands in fees, and even the spreads. They should have customer, like real people support. They don't. I think that's kind of a sham. I like Robinhood, okay, as one of the brokers where they've got lots of security, and those accounts are FDIC insured up to 250K. That stuff matters, especially when you've got 250K. I don't know. I mean, anybody that's been scammed, it's not your fault. You got to learn from it. Maybe go GBTC. We haven't looked at that. Go with the ETF. I did that. I switched to this, to GBTC. Lots of nice patterns. Trades pretty smoothly. No shame in buying this. I know if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto kind of a thing. Well, if they're able to steal your keys and your crypto, what are you left with? Not a lot. GBTC's got this shark right at the 886. It's really equivalent with the spot price, but you still need confirmation. So even the GBTC says, what? 7% higher. Hit the hop at 88.55 on the 4 hour. Nothing there yet. Daily's like this. Daily looks better than the 4 hour. Look at that. Double HSI at the 50 line. That's super strong. And we're pausing at the 886. Yeah, it really sucks. It does suck about that. Look at GBTC on the weekly, guys. Now, this is expansion. I'm glad we brought this up. Okay, that's something where not only are we clearly in the overbought, we're beyond the teal line. That's the 100 line. Also, we are higher than last November. That matters. That really matters. In the same way, we had an initial low, secondary low, a higher low on HSI on the weekly reading. That was a big one. That was the low back in January. And then a secondary low. This dragged out in a weird way, but once it triggered, gone. So GBTC, I'm a fan of it. I don't need my stinking keys. I just need the thing to go. And I don't need to get my account stolen or locked out, or even the possibility of that happening. Go with JP Morgan, Schwab, Interactive Brokers. I think it's, don't load it all on a crypto exchange, especially you guys on your phones. Ladies and gentlemen, on your phones. But GBTC, sure. And remember the Gartley? Remember that Gartley? This is a monthly Gartley. This might go down in history. GBTC, massive Gartley on the monthly at 1534. Yellow dot, never looked back. In fact, I would say that has failed. This counter HSI, that bearish reading, it failed. It has failed. That was so epic. And just so we know, okay, we can measure this. Give us targets proportionally. We go, can we hit 1618? I think so. That's like 90. All right, that's 10% higher. That would put you at Bitcoin 115. That's nothing. 1618 to like 1902 for GBTC. Easily 10 to 20% higher. Translate that to the Bitcoin cost or Bitcoin price. That's how you get to 125 or 130. So we're at 106. How do you play it? Really quick, let me go back, because the other thing I mentioned last time about Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart is we had a bearish pattern, but this is why we do HSI. There was the bearish pattern we talked about last week. But remember, we pushed against that, the counter HSI dot 1 and 2, and now we have another bullish dot. Not an easy read. If you don't know this stuff, again, get the software, okay? Let me just point this out. Get over, where the hell is it? Get the software here. Here you go. Go to harmonictrader.com and here, get the free software for 2 weeks. But study HSI. We're going to do a lot of how HSI and Amplified help us determine when something has failed. Well, this is failing in real time. 4-hour chart. Hop level 103.456. That has failed. And if anything, the dot and the current checkback says 104.8 immediate support. Like if you come back to 104.8, look for another entry, because this is trying to push higher. All-time high is like 107, 108 for this current move. I like what's going on there. All the signs that this bearish pattern is failing. Even just highlight one other one, okay? And I know we talked about it. There's the T1, pattern completes, little mini reaction, but look, there's your dot, your counter, HSI, and send it back into the zone. That is what helps you kind of confirm or negate a pattern. A pattern is just a signpost of future price action. Important. Without confirmation, it's just a pretty picture. Now, you can really discern that this consolidation does not want to come down, and the fact that you have generated 2 4-hour HSI signals up here is significant. And we'll see it. Look, the patterns have been where they needed to be. Right at 76K on the 4-hour. We had a shark. We had ideal confirmation, 1 and 2. Real nice stuff. Tesla call spike at 480. That's probably, I think the Tesla 400s, Andrew, are the way to go for Tesla. We can circle back in a second. ISIL, you still need to unlock HSI in your head. Did you watch the videos? Everyone should get a whole complement of videos that are available, or they're just available in the Discord, guys. Go in the Discord. There's lots of videos in there. Access it there. It's harmonic relative strength is the easiest way that I describe it, because I love the relative strength formula so much, but I had to make it harmonic. I had to make it a harmonic. I had to make that harmonic. So make America harmonic again. And that's what we did. Sure. What's up, Lino? All right, let's chill a couple. Crypto wants to look at the graph. Is it trending? I think that's going to be my new first question. Is the graph trending? Daily, weekly? What do we got? April low, but I know this is right back at all-time new lows. We can't really say that's trending. Last 30 weeks or 30 months, what's it doing? It's that. And I don't see where the type 2 hits. Type 2 return. Yeah, returning. Maybe. I don't have much on here on the graph. I do have on a lot of others taking their time, but I don't really have, I don't know what you're saying here on the return phase. There's your weekly. No. A couple of ones that did the return, like Ethereum Classic. Lots of patterns, Ethereum Classic. That did a return. There you go. Not trending either, just recovery. So just take it within the context of this pattern. There was the type 1 reaction, and then come all the way back down. There's confirmation, no dot yet. With Ethereum Classic, this is the return phase. We are starting the type 2 return, but you need more time. I wouldn't touch that till 1658. And again, with this, I don't want to assume anything other than target 2 as your maximum move. But that would be it. What else? You know, things that are doing things, that are doing things. Well, Aave, I'm pretty impressed with this. Aave looks like it wants to talk about return move. Aave is returning, guys. And Aave is like these other privacy coins where we made the top in November. Come on back to the XA at 394. Currently 362. All right, that's a little bit better than others. Monero. I think it was Monero. Yeah, look at Monero. They got delisted and everything. They got delisted, I think it was Binance. But it did the perfect 1-2. And now, that's impressive. Definitely got to give that a shout out that, look, we blew through the hop. No confirmation. That's certainly doing things. Things doing things. That's, you know, why not come back for a full 886? The last couple of cycles, 1 and then 2. Zcash, that had tons of patterns down at 20. Hold on, where's the now 40? But then you'll see what I'm getting at. Overwhelming long positions. Okay, overwhelming. Come on. Let's try this again. ZEC. Where's the finance? Come on. What happened on Binance? Not sure. That's a little better. That's a weekly. There's the daily. I guess, did they get delisted from Binance as well? You had patterns down here. It's not really proving my point on Zcash. I don't know what happened to the Binance feed. And I can't really say that's trending either. So, you know, but 30. There was other things at 20. A couple more. Okay, you guys want stocks today. Let me do one more injective here for Incredible. What's up, Incredible? Injective, USD is like that. Nice shark, $9, currently 12. No confirmation, at least on a daily, is a butterfly. I'm thinking back at 9 or 7. You got nothing yet. Come back to 760. That's the problem with these. Which ones are running and which ones are not doing squat. Here's SCY. And that's probably one of the top ones everyone should be monitoring. I mean, that's clearly trending. Great progress, holding up. We've gone shark to shark. I still want to see this thing go shark to 5-0. Shark to 5-0 and then go. Like there and then gone. Hopefully. Yeah. What's up, Daniel? Let's look at Tron. How's that held up? I haven't looked at that in a while. TRX USD. That's a nice chart. I mean, it's just taking its time, but yeah, this is trending. Guys, that's trending. Can you draw a trend line like that? If you can, I don't care what crypto it is, you should be looking at that. That's real nice. Last 30 months, for sure. I mean, yeah. Not, I would say most crypto do not look like this. Most crypto are, they're going the other way. So keep an eye on that. I like that one. Sure. Take your time, but this could do things from here. I'll give you one more. That Tau bit and soar. That's come on. There you go. This one's held up quite well. We're at target 1 at the moment, and we're putting, that's a weekly HSI. Maybe that's the reaction for now. But Tau is different than most. You got the same thing on the daily. The clear rejection here at 456 says it's done for now. And again, I'll take this second just to show you. Here's T1 dollar sign, okay? Mission accomplished from T1 dollar sign. The next day it goes red. That's when you start to think, okay, move stops up, get super tight, look for a rollover. It only takes one red bar at a level to change your perspective on it, and that's what that's doing. Can we at least get some kind of counter HSI on the daily? And it's down there. So best case scenario for Tau would be pop out, get out of the oversold on the daily, and then continue higher, but you're a few days away. I'll come back to that because this is an interesting situation. No way, man. I can't do Fartcoin. I'm not doing that. We did Monero Matic. Haven't talked about that in a while. Did that actually 23? That's held up. You got to go back to, yeah, not real. I thought this was higher. Shark pattern at 21. I'm not a fan. Not until we can retest like under 20 cents. That's a shame because look what happens again. Matic went from 27 to 70 and then went to new lows. That's why I'm not a fan. Certainly not trending. Does not look like Tron or any of those others. Yeah. What's the deal with Giga Chad? Yeah, Giga Chad we know. Super speculative. Just it's speaking of a fart coin. That's going to take time. We're 230. Oh, let me get the MEXC. Well, we did have the Gartley, so that's going to hold up progress. I'm looking for target 1. I'm still long. And let's resolve this, and then we'll get there. But it'll be something where I'm not, I won't be in this. This is not a long-term hold. There's a speculative play higher for target 1 for like a 2+X for me. We'll see. I caught it on the cheap down here under 2. And it still is the game here. Go to target 1, butterfly. There's probably others better. The FWOG, we talked about that with Ponzi. What's that doing? Anything? Not really. 8 cents, under 9 cents is probably a good spot to look. Some of those have moved, others not so much. Poo. Yeah, I think when you have, look, here, I don't know, this is another meme coin thing. What's happening here? Beautiful pattern. but you get a reaction and then it just exhausts itself. You get a counter HSI, sends it back down, confirmation, confirmation, counter HSI, look for another confirmation lower. Are we there yet? No. You know, we were starting to move 10 days ago, no follow through. Short. Yeah, I can circle back to some of those. Coinbase. Let's segue on our way back to stocks. Coinbase, guys, has made great progress off of the massive patterns we talked about. 165 to 183, looking for 242, and now you're 265. But wait, the weekly is in a full return, and this is really more the play. This is a lot like Tesla, yes. Go for the full return. I'm thinking 330 is the number. And maybe we hit some bumps up here, but I'd be playing for 330 on that move. Yeah, we can, here. Tesla, same type of harmonic pattern framework unfolding. Now 351, 444 is the number. So if you want to go call options, I'd go some, August, get yourself past the earnings, because that's what it's going to take. Maybe the 440s. What do they go for? That would be a great, let me see here. Because the Tesla 440, even the 400s, it's just a matter of time. So July 29, that's your, hold on. That's the earnings, and you're playing for a bullish earnings. So you got to take that out to like, where is it? You got to go August 15 calls. The 440s, guys, are $20. The 400s are $28. So one contract, almost $3,000. Kind of tough. But if you're going to get that move, that's how you play it. Or maybe even earnings. Before earnings, like let's say we get you take that into July. The July 18 calls, the 440s are 1260. You get the picture. And the 400s are like 20. Sorry, the 400s are $20. I'd rather just keep adding the stock. I'm long. I've stayed long. I'm going to ride this for the move to 444. Actually, I'm really looking for this thing to be the generational move where we go back on, do the full retest, and then just keep going. And that could be 488 to 500. What happened with this retracement was just a type 1 reaction. That's it. Reaction meaning temporary, hard down for a short period of time relative to the chart. Now return it. Yeah. A couple more. I don't know. Some rapper turned 500,000 into 100 million on Coinbase. Maybe. I don't know. GME. What's up, Sultan? A lot of people are talking about it. That hasn't done anything for a while. 28. Is old Roaring Kitty he's still all over this? Hold on one second. One sec. Anyway, okay. Don't know. GME, I really can't offer you anything on it other than go on a 4-hour chart. What do you have? Type 1 bat. after the shark. I mean, look at those beautiful. This is why you get the software, guys. You can't trace this out. So right now, 28 and change. Just hitting some 886 bat resistance. I mean, someday that will go. Again, that falls into the whole, super bull narrative that for some reason this should be a $3,000 stock. I just don't. I don't see it. I mean, maybe it's undervalued, maybe it's artificially suppressed, all of that, but don't know. MicroStrategy, guys, we're 415 now. I am looking for the full retest of the all-time 1618, which is like 525, 530-ish. That all-time 1618 is this. So MicroStrategy might be another way to play the whole Bitcoin thing if you're looking. But look, there you go. I mean, it was insanity. Look at that. I mean, the 1618 was like 535. I can't even. There you go. And this was a 618 on the downside. So go back and do the full return move there. That's 110 to 120 higher. Be in front of it. That's cool. Look. The way to get on something like that, though, is can you at least buy it off of an hourly or, hold on, give me a 4-hour oversold trigger. I mean, that was perfect. Type 2 butterfly back in April. Haven't had any kind of trigger here on the 4-hour. What about the hourly? Hourly's like this. MicroStrategy, another counter HSI. I like this. There's T1, but your confirmation. T1's 393. Confirmation really didn't come into about 416. And look, you just a little air out of the tires and you got oversold quickly. So 393 right now is support. Green line's 407. I would say 435. That's where you go. Book that. Palantir for Mr. Matthew. Palantir is going to be a generational runner. And it's already been, it's one of those stocks. It's trading like the way Google traded, Amazon traded when these went public. They had a big move. There's the 886 reset. Hold on one second. Okay. And I think Palantir, you only need to think about the market cap on this, which is already 300 billion. But this company's got like 500 billion to a trillion market cap written all over it. It's got the people, it's got the AI tech, it's got the government contracts, and if we're just going to measure it, what would that be? Like we're at 2618 territory at 105, 314 at the moment, 125. There's numbers, but even in the short term, 3618 is like, 145, 144. Like there. I really think this is one of those stocks, and I was really fortunate to get on this early, ride it. It will keep going. Yeah, Palantir. The other one escapes me. It just, well, Robinhood. This is Robinhood. Look, this is Robinhood. Okay, if you were looking at Robinhood is like here. Okay, Robinhood is hitting the all-time 886. Equivalent to Palantir, it's like 52. Robinhood's like a $50 billion company that's trading like it should be 100 billion. XYZ, who's that? Isn't that the new block? Yes, I thought so. All right, block. Love it. Looks beautiful. What's wrong with it? It just hasn't done anything in 2 years. But now with confirmation down there at 52, I'd be looking at that. Break it down to the 4 hour. Even with all this stuff, 4 hours overbought at the moment. But I would look at that. I wouldn't mind, maybe a nibble somewhere down here, 54, 55-ish. It just hasn't moved like some of these. That's the old square. Yeah, block. Here's another one, guys. Talk about breakouts. Mercado Libre. This is the South American Amazon. I want to show you this. This thing is going to all-time new highs. This is what happens when you take out an 886. Again, we're going to see a lot of this, especially with the major markets making their final run up to the 886. If we're going to have a mass continuation where we get another leg, second half of this decade, okay, of the bull market, your 886 is what you want to focus on. For Mercado Libre right there, that was 1800. You had some sideways consolidation, whatever, for 6 months, maybe 10 months maximum, and now all-time new highs, where you then run that to the 1618. I would rather be chasing stuff like this on pullbacks than an XYZ that hasn't moved yet. Okay? The winners are going to continue to win. The losers are going to take their time before they have their day. There's a bunch of these. I mean, you go to like Palo Alto Networks. Yeah, and I think it was Palo Alto and a couple others. Regardless, I want to look for these massive breakout moves. And those that held up well the first 3 months of the year. Yeah, you got it. So Boku pips. If GME is dead, why would AMC be any better? I mean, again, another one where you hear people talk about this, and then you look at the chart. And I mean, it's a lottery ticket there that's dead money for 2 years, year and a half. Well, dead money since that. I was on this back in 21 with a major position and guys, I was so angry with all those shenanigans. I had stock, I had calls. It was just mind-blowing. This is split adjusted, by the way. So I think it was like this was $2 or $3 split adjusted, and you're all the way back down. I mean, it's just so I don't want to mess with this. The market's too good right now with trending plays to stick your capital into something that's not moving. Amazon, Meta. These are no-brainers. And in fact, Meta's printing a dot this week, a continuation dot on the weekly. I still say Amazon, and I'm long it. This is one of the handful of stocks I got long in the first quarter, and I'm going to stay this, and I'm going for my play is 230 on Amazon. It's a shark, and then go back, retest the crab, 231, 232. Big difference. And this stuff's running. Like Hood is one of my favorite breakout plays. These continuation plays, those are the places to be. Bitcoin 106.5, that's great. I mean, look, 106.5 is a number. Pretty clear. I'm not the Bitcoin thing, the rah-rah Bitcoin thing is not my game. I'm long it. It's been good. Will it ever see the prices that people are talking about? Maybe. I don't know. A guy like Michael Saylor might not ever see his prices in his lifetime. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think so. You mean all-time new highs? Maybe. I don't know. What's bull? Is that Webull? Discipline freedom? Webull. So what happened to Webull? Why isn't that doing a Robinhood? And in theory, I think these kind of plays are going to run. I mean, Robinhood's dominating, but why wouldn't Webull be one of them? You've got my attention. I mean, that's certainly not trending, but if these are going to get allocations, maybe I would need to see more progress down there. Even on the 4-hour chart, that's nuts. I'm going to have to look up. I didn't catch why this went from 12 to 70 to back to 12. But looking at the chart, what that says to me, and remember what I'm saying to you guys about how to use measurements to determine the character. This would be the classic IPO crazy speculative run, and then 886 full reset. And then if you're really going to be an entity, do the 886, sort yourself out, and then start moving. You're going to have to hold me to this, because I will forget about a stock like that. It's not anything we might get a dot. We need a green day. Or no, we need a green 4-hour candle. But in theory, and I'm really bullish on Robinhood, Webull should get a bid too. And it's a lot like, what was that, Carvana? That did a crazy, look at 302. But Carvana did a similar move. Here you go. Carvana, I mean, this is when stocks really can give you massive 10x moves and more. Did the big up. Okay. And then what is it? 886, your favorite number. This is the 886 cycle playing out. Went to 48. The low on Carvana, incredibly, was $5. Now you're 300. Do the math, do the math, do the math. Okay, 15x. No, sorry. What was the low there? It was $4. Not 15x, sorry. Like 75x. But you don't know that down here. But I'll tell you, that Webull thing, maybe. The only problem with these type of plays, look, with stocks, they're going to take years to play out. But they do this. So if you've got a hot IPO, hot crypto, whatever, and it's done a full 886, you can say, all right, I went through crazy phase and 886 reset phase. Now go. Now go. Like 618. Like that. That's what that did. There's the 618 is right there. Sorry. There's other ones like that. I think we should be looking for these. I personally think the market is just going to continue. And until we get confirmation on the weekly chart, this market's still going to push higher. And you hope for pullbacks. You want to see retracement days. Maybe today we can have one finally. You know, Nasdaq's down 100. S&P is off 25. Not a big deal, and embrace it. But for now, you know, let's really kind of sort out what's moving, what's not, and get ready to run with those that are moving. Yep. That's cool. Great. Everybody else, we still have folks. How about a new winner for our HPC 30? Next person to type in HPC 30 will get you for 30 days on the software. Get over here to Discord. That's all free. You can get 2 weeks. Send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. And then Harmonic Trader is where it all begins. Okay, Satvik, you win. Satvik, you got to send me a DM on the Discord. I just set that out. Everyone else will be back on Thursday, okay? You have any questions, reach me, just DM me over there on the Discord. That's the best place to get messages and questions to me. Everyone else, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back on Thursday. Until then, as always,